Welcome to my top 10 most anticipated and noteworthy comics for March 13th, 2024. I'm Mike Spider-Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. It's never too early to start that pull list for next week, and hopefully this list does help you make decisions on what comic books to buy. Before we dive into it, guys, I just gotta give a quick shout out to Whatnot. If you guys are not familiar with Whatnot or have not used it yet, it's absolutely for free. There's a link in my description box below. When you click on that link, create your profile, and win your first auction on Whatnot, you're going to get a $15 credit. No strings attached. So whether you're a collector of comic books or not, you can use it to buy anything you want on Whatnot. So of course, guys, take advantage of the link in the description box below and get your free $15. All right, so let's kick off this bad boy with the book that's on the hot seat. And that first book is Thundercats, issue 2. Now, even though Thundercats had a solid first issue for storytelling-wise, I did not like the artwork in the book. It took me out of the story quite a bit. I was expecting much more detailed art. Like, when you look at the cover art, it's absolutely gorgeous. And you would think that they would spend a little bit more money for a top-tier artist on a book like that, right? The first issue was a little bit interesting when it came to the origin story of Lion-O and his trials and tribulations on being a hero. We got a cool twist at the end, and it looks like we're going to get a new Thundercat in this second issue. So there's a little bit of spec on that, but we're going to see how the story continues to develop. Does it get stronger or is it going to get weaker, right? So this book is 32 pages, and this is a $5 comic book. Here's a book that's on the rise. This is Ultimate Black Panther. This is issue 2. So, issue 1 had a lot of hype, a lot of spec behind it because of Ultimate Spider-Man. And this Ultimate universe is taking off because for a lot of comic book readers, this could be a good jumping on point, right, for the character. And a lot of people may not like, what's going on in the Black Panther comics currently. So they feel that Ultimate Black Panther is that comic. I like the first issue. I don't think it was the best thing that I ever read, but I did like it, and I'm very interested to see what's going to happen, what war is going to take place. Moon Knight's involved in this whole thing. So yeah, here we go. 28 pages, $5. Coming in at number 10, we have Symbiote Spider-Man 2099. This is issue 1. Now, the reason why this is on the list is because it's Peter David who's writing it, and the last great Spider-Man series, or Spider-Man 2099 series, I should say, that came out was written by Peter David pretty much, I think, in the 2012 era or something like that. That was actually really good. These past few ones, I think, done by Steve Orlando, just haven't been really that great. And I am looking forward to something that's got a little bit meat on the bones here. So we'll see what happens going forward with Spider-Man 2099. Coming in at number 9, we have the Oneand issue 2. Now this is crossing over with Six Fingers, and in Six Fingers you got to learn like the origin story a little bit of the killer on his first killing. And then in the Oneand series, this one's done by Ram V, is you wind up getting to see those murders that happen. You wind up getting to see the detective that's in place trying to solve everything. So yeah, pretty good. Looking forward to this one. 32 pages, $4. Coming in at number 8, we have Wolverine. This is issue 45. Issue 44 was great, man, as we got to see Wolverine interrogate a version of Victor Creed who was a Captain America Wolverine, and something very bad happened to that Creed at the end of it. Just an awesome series all the way around. It's pretty gory, pretty bloody, very intense. I love it. I think it's so good. Issue 3 was the weakest so far, but issue 4 picked up, or part 4 picked up tremendously. So we'll see where part 5 goes. Legacy numbering 387, 28 pages, $5. Coming in at number 7, we have Batman and Robin issue 7. It's picking up where Joshua Williamson wrote the last Robin series, right? We're getting to see Damian doing more of his writing. We get to see more father-son bonding moments, which makes this series work for me. And now we're getting to see the return of Flatline. I think that's awesome. That was like his little girlfriend on the island when they were fighting each other. And I want to know now, is she going to be friend or foe? So this is 32 pages and this one is $5. Coming in at number 6, we have Ghost Rider Final Vengeance. This is issue 1. Who is this new Spirit of Vengeance? I know who it is. I guess it was, I don't know if it was spoiled in the solicits or somehow I found out who it was, which it's different than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be Tabitha Warroad, but it's not going to be her. It's going to be somebody else. And I'm excited about this. You know, Benjamin Percy writes this series too. I love the last volume of Ghost Rider, so hopefully he continues on that momentum. And yeah, we'll just see where it goes. 40 pages, $5. Coming in at number 5, we have Power Rangers The Return, issue 2. This is coming from a guy that's not Power Rangers fan, but I love the Pink Ranger. Amy Jo Johnson is the writer of this. We can tell that when she wrote this comic book, there's something that was going on in her brain, right, when it comes to the Power Rangers. But this is a great story of the Power Rangers coming together once again to find their missing comrade, I should say, right? Their missing friend. And their powers have been lying dormant for the past, like, 20-something years, right? So it's been really, really good. That first issue, it definitely caught my eye here, and it didn't feel like a typical Power Rangers like show. It felt like almost like a true independent comic book here, and I loved it. So this one is $5. Coming in at number 4, a book that always doesn't come out on time, but I absolutely love it. And it's another book written by Joshua Williamson. The guy has done so much. I don't know how he keeps up, but this is Dark Ride. This is issue 11. Great story about this amusement park where it has its connections to Satan, and the father is the one that's in charge of it. And then we get to see the kids taking charge of this park, but one kid is like not so on board. The other one actually is, and things have just gotten darker and darker and darker as time has gone along. And we got to see in the last issue some crazy situation that happened in an amusement park ride. It was so entertaining. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait for the issue 11. I'm not sure how long this series is going to go on for, but I will always recommend it when it comes out. Top 3, here we go. Green Lantern issue 9, really solid series here, as we've gotten to see the spectrum, the colored spectrum, just go wacky because out of some reason we get to see lantern batteries exploding, and it's setting the emotional spectrum all over the place, right? Just another great series in this comic book. We wind up seeing what happens to Kilowog in this series, and now we get to see this United Planet Corps, who has the ability to change lantern colors. So if they're a Green Lantern, they can change to yellow, they can change to blue at will. And I think they're the ones that are behind the ones that are blowing up the whole battery situation. And Green Lantern Hal Jordan is trying to figure out, what do I need to do to leave Earth to solve this situation? Because he's stuck on Earth right now also. Love story between Carol Ferris and Hal Jordan, of course. Great book, one of the best DC books going. Number 2 goes to Avengers Twilight issue 4. Just talked about issue 3 on After the Pull. The guy that's on this cover does make his appearance, and it's freaking awesome, man. I love this book as we get to see a much older Avengers team assemble once again, take on the son of Tony Stark, who uses Tony Stark's technology to get ahead in the world. Absolutely phenomenal book. Love David Acuna's artwork in this series. Definitely a must read. All right, guys, so remember, after number 1, we are not done, as we have the noteworthy comics to talk about. So just in case there's not any books that I mentioned here, you know, there's more in the noteworthy. So you might want to pick up those ones. Doesn't mean that they're not any good, right? Just because they're not in the top 10, just not on my top 10 most anticipated. So with me not rambling on anymore, let's talk about my number 1. So my number 1 most anticipated is Transformers issue 6. Guys, this is it, the final issue of this story arc. And one will stand, one will fall. That's how it's pronounced here. And this is the last issue that Daniel Warren Johnson is going to draw, at least for now. I don't know the long term, if he's going to stop writing it, if he's going to continue writing it, if he's going to come back and draw it. I don't know when it returns for issue 7. But whatever the case may happen, whatever changes that goes on in this book, I will be disappointed because the book is absolutely perfection the way that it's at right now. So we have the Autobots versus the Decepticons, and someone's going to die in this one. So who is that going to be? Hopefully it's Starscream. That guy's been an asshole. We wound up getting to see the return of the Constructicons. Just so much good stuff that's happened in this comic with Optimus Prime having Megatron's arm cannon and just great things, man. It's just an absolutely perfect book, and I wish Daniel Warren Johnson can do this forever, but I know it's got to be hard on him to write and draw this series. But hopefully it continues to be great going forward. This book is 32 pages, $4. All right, so let's move on to the noteworthy comics. Kicking it off with The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 45. Coming off the heels of the gang war, we'll see what happens, guys. Then we have The Immortal Thor. This is issue 8. Then we have The Fall of House of X. This is issue 3. More X-Men stuff. We have Dead X-Men. This is issue 3. We have the continuation of Carnage. This is issue 5. Don't let the noteworthiness detract you from this. It's actually a pretty good series. Then we have Spider-Gwen Smash issue 4, which is also another pretty good one too. We have What If Venom issue 2. This time it looks like the symbiote's going to be leaving Jennifer Walters and go to Wolverine. Then we move on to DC Comics. We have Action Comics issue 1063. Then we have the Sandman. This is Wesley Dodds, the Sandman, issue 6. Then we have Red Hood, the Hill. This is issue 2. And then we have Speed Force. This is issue 5. Followed up with Suicide Squad, Dream Team, issue 1. Now we move on to those indie comics. We're one away from the big 150 for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is issue 149. We have House of Slaughter, issue 21. Then we have I Hate Fairyland. This is issue 12. Next, we have a new Tom King book. This is Helen of Windhorn, issue 1. And then we have an interesting name for a comic, Napalm Lullaby. This is issue 1. So there are all my noteworthy and most anticipated comics for March 13, 2024. I want to know in the comments below what you guys are most excited about reading that particular comic book week. And if you guys are interested, why don't you consider being a member of Comic Book Corner 2.0 on YouTube for as low as 99 cents. You guys can get early releases of videos. You can get stickers for your comments and on live streams. It's just supporting the channel in a different way, and it's much appreciated if you do or if you don't. And if you guys love my content, I'll leave you more content right here. In fact, this is the video series called After the Poll, where I talk about all the comic books I read for the current comic book week. And as always, guys, thank you for watching the channel and support the local comic shops. Keep buying, keep collecting, but always remember to read your comics. Guys, thank you. I'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye.